Meow. Meow.
Hi, guys. Thanks for showing up to In the Spotlight with Rico and me. And today we have our special guests, the Metalheads. We have Jess and Josh. Gosh, it's very difficult. Oh my gosh, I was going to try to do it quicker and forget it. But Josh,
it's like a Chinese finger trap.
Josh and Jess, thank you guys for coming on. And I've enjoyed your guys' live streams. I just was mentioning to them that I haven't been there much the last month because I've been out of town so much. But I asked Matt like a couple months ago to always let me know, Matt F. And he gives me an update. So I get like a live update before you guys go, which is super cool. Liquid Zoo, super cool. I need to bring up my chat.
I'll say some quick highs while you're doing that. How about that?
Awesome.
Mystery Snail Guardians is here. There's Adele and Pridemore and Patty. Stephen P. labels distraction. Skipper. What's going on, Skipper? Skipper's home for the next couple of weeks, so we're going to be seeing a lot of him. So I'm sure nobody's going to like him by the end of that period. But Mike's Aquatics and things, Ben Backstrom. Skipper's. Anyways, Stephen P. We said hi to Ben. John Oliver. What's going on, John? There's Matt, the aforementioned Matt. Vanoski Tanks. Robert Tianaqua. Mike's Aquatics. We said DD. So far, that's it. People are trickling in. It'll be a minute, and then we'll get going. Oh, there's Xanadude.
Awesome. Well, okay, so now you guys are in Indy, right?
We're about 2 hours north. We're in Fort Wayne.
Oh, I thought Fort Wayne was in Indiana.
It is.
It's northern Indiana. Yeah, Indy's about 2 hours south of us.
Indy's the city.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indiana.
Yeah. There you go.
Indy's the capital.
I was a geography major on top of it originally.
You can't tell.
No.
Kelly Foreman also lives in Fort Wayne. In case you guys didn't know, I don't know if you know Kelly Foreman.
I did not know that.
Didn't know that.
She's awesome. She does a lot of stuff with plants. Very knowledgeable about different fish and plants and stuff. Very cool person.
Cool.
She's in Fort Wayne as well.
Well, isn't that where Larry Bird's from?
Yes.
Fort Wayne?
French Lick, which is
south.
A couple hours, about an hour and a half or 2 hours south of Indy. So it's closer to the Evansville area.
Well,
it's much more fun to say.
My Indiana geography and history is pretty poor. I apologize.
Yes.
Are you guys a member of the Indy Fish Club? Is it Circle City?
I've heard about it, but we're not.
That's a good one, right? Circle City.
Yeah. Guess who's a member of that?
Who's that?
Me.
Really?
Yeah. They are an awesome club. I've met them a couple times. It's been during this whole disease time, so I haven't really got to hang out with them too much. But I've got to hang out with them for a couple of their swaps and stuff, and it's been a lot of fun. And I was like, you know what? I'll come up here 6 times a year, like every other month, once they get back going, because a bunch of great people. Haley's in that club, and Lucas is in that club also. LRB.
I knew Haley was down there. That's something her and I'd like to start doing. I mean, we just went to OCA today, and I mean we're trying to get out to the shows, and we had intentions of getting to a couple aqua shells this year, and that didn't happen. So we're done with not making it happen. We're making it happen.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Well, can I ask you about the OCA?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, we were going to have. James was going to have his salt show today, except the OCA is going on, and the fish tank barn, Mike Howell, he was at the OCA today. I don't know if you ran into him, but
I might have. We weren't there extremely long, but I might have, because we were kind of like trying to hit a bunch of stuff and then get back here. So,
was Mike a featured speaker or something? Because he was on the flyer for the event.
Oh,
So I don't know if he
I
was a
don't
feature,
know.
if they did a talk or
He
I
may
don't
have
know.
been when we were there. They were starting up the auction, I believe. So, and then we were heading out of there.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I did see Primetime Aquatics there.
Yes.
Saw
Oh,
some other
Jason's
people there.
awesome.
So, yeah, it was I mean, it wasn't massive, but it was pretty cool. They had some good deals on a bunch of fluval stuff. Gobs of food everywhere, lights everywhere.
I got an
There was plenty of
awesome
wood. Stephen
heater.
P. would have fell in love with this place. There was a ton of wood.
Yes.
But
Well, that's
yeah,
super
pretty
cool.
What did you guys end up bringing home?
Well, was that a heater or a filter?
That was a heater. This is gonna go
that
in
was
my
a
gas tank.
heater.
Yep.
Nice.
I bought a couple bags, and they're actually up there with her. I didn't bring them down here with me. I bought a couple bags of food. I've heard of the brand that I can't think of now, and they were there, so I
Extreme?
I figured I'd get a couple bags of it and see how the catfish like it, and they've got stuff for predators too. So I figured, well, it's worth a shot, and
Yeah.
made in the USA. Why not? So
Oh, that's even better. Yeah.
I actually didn't buy any fish from there. I saw some really
That's what I was
really nice Africans there, and they did. I believe they had a few shell dwellers there too. But I did get fish, but I didn't get it from there.
No.
Oh, that's
Now-
right. Yeah.
Was this more of like a show or a swap? Like, could normal people get tables?
I would say it was a show.
Uh,
There were a few vendors in there, and then they had a contest. I guess you'd call it a contest. Different classes of fish, and they had them all in there, and vote on the one you like, and so on. And they had all kinds of everything from plecos to smaller catfish, and African cichlids, and they even had a couple discus in there.
yeah.
But I voted on one, and it was a hard choice, but I voted on one, and I'm like, man, because there was a beautiful Neri Mambabui, I think. And that thing just had beautiful color. But then they had a couple of red devils, and I fell in love with one of those guys. So they're kind of my thing.
Mhm.
And then
real quick, I just want to. Ames came in and she said that David Canastillo, he won 3 first prize, 1 second prize, and two third place prizes.
Holy
So
cow.
They must have
Yeah.
brought.
So
2
we must
fish
have took
together.
off when all that was starting.
So
Probably.
Canastillo cleaned up there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But
Oh,
it's pretty
and
cool event.
Matt said Bob Steenfot just called out your stream and sent his people over. I didn't even know Bob was streaming today.
Oh,
But
neither
very
did I.
cool of him. Very cool.
Bob's a super great guy.
Yeah.
Whole bunch more people coming in too. We won't go through all of them now, but there's a lot of people coming in.
Welcome,
Well,
everybody.
You guys, you're named Metalhead. So you guys like metalhead fish, like or steelhead type guppies, metalhead catfish, or is it just the name that's really cool because of the good music?
We
Well-
like metal music.
Yeah, that I picked it on a whim one night. I went with Metalhead Prime because I'm also a Transformers fan.
Okay, cool.
That's where the Prime came from. But and then it just kind of took off from there. And then
Very nice.
one night we're just like, you know what? I do enough aquatic videos. I just need to make it Metalhead's Aquatic Man. Just now it's just it should just be mayhem at this point.
Well,
But
good.
I am getting into guppies thanks to a couple people I know, and so yeah, I'm kind of becoming a fan of the what do they call it, the metalhead guppy, or is it
Steelhead.
Is it
There's a
yeah,
metalhead.
steelhead?
though.
Yeah,
There's a
kind of like
metalhead.
that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
'Cause
have
I
to get
actually
one
have
now.
some. I do. I have some
I'm gonna
metalhead.
have to get one now.
Yep.
What I like the steelheads, you can look down and they they're like a great fish from above. They're kind of like koi. You know how koi look real pretty from above?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the steelheads are really pretty because they have that metallic body. And like outside, it's crazy because the sun really hits it, but they look just really good all the time.
Well, see, you guys are getting me into guppies. I'm going to have to now.
Yeah. When I get my equipment to start being able to bag stuff and things, maybe you'll have to come down to one of their meetings and I'll bring you up a couple of steelheads.
Yeah.
We can do that. Definitely do that.
Cool. Well, and you do have great names though too. Like Bobby the Brain for your flower horn.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is that Rico, can you think of a better name than that for a flower horn?
I didn't know I was going to have to answer questions. I thought I was going to get to ask them.
Well,
no, I got nothing.
The only thing is the green guy with the big brain that he's one of the Hulk villains. He has a big brain. And I don't remember what he's called. But I always thought he was the worst Hulk villain in the world because he's skinny with a big brain. Yeah. I mean, you know how easy it'd be to kill him?
Yeah. Well, then I think he absorbs their powers or something. Or he's radioactive
smart enough to stay
something.
Away from that.
Yeah. I can't remember what he's called, but I know it's one you're thinking of. It'll come to me, maybe.
I know.
The leader?
The leader! Good job.
Google says the leader. Thank you, Google.
Oh,
you cheater.
Said that. I was very impressed for a moment.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Real quick, a couple of comments from the chat here. Chris Trapp said, "Lady Metalhead is missing a beard."
I just shaved today. I had to go out in public.
Not like the other. And then Bob had a members only stream, but he sent everybody over when it was done. So that's why we didn't know what was going on. So, and again, tons more people coming in. Hey, everybody, good to see everybody.
Heck yeah, welcome.
Bob is a super nice guy. Well, and I love your name, Lady Metalhead. I think you did a good job with that name.
We helped.
That actually, I was going to say, didn't you guys help with that?
Well, I think the other name was a little confusing.
And I was like,
yeah, well, I called you Lady Metalhead to make it easier for me. And then you changed it. I was like, that is so sweet.
Yeah, because what'd you have before? I think you had Mrs. Metalhead Prime.
Yeah.
I was Mrs. Metalhead Prime, yes.
Yeah.
And that could get confusing in chats. I can totally understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there were people tagging me in comments, and I'm like, what?
Wrong one.
I saved the ladies for a few people because I also have ladies in also. But that's because there's a Mr.'s in. See how that works?
He calls me lady, too, quite often.
Hey,
lady. He does.
Lady.
Lady. Oh, sorry.
Oh, gosh.
Getting off on a tangent already.
Yeah. So back to music. What is your favorite heavy metal group?
Oh man. Well,
that's a hard question.
They go see a lot of shows. I've seen some of the stuff.
I know.
I guess
that's why I'm asking, because it's kind of like something you guys talk about.
Yeah.
You know, Metallica has a place in my heart because they came out the same year I did. So they got a special place in my heart.
Why do you guys always got to talk about age? It's just every time we bring somebody up, they got to talk about their age, and then I realize that you're all just a bunch of kids.
But
it's not fair.
Okay, here I go with the age thing again. The older I get, the more I appreciate the 80s, the early 80s, the late 70s, that era. You know, you've got Black Sabbath, obviously. It's got to be like the crown jewel there.
Iron Maiden,
but you also
Priest.
Like Dio, you had Maiden, Priest. I mean, and just not saying today's metal is bad, but it just doesn't have the same feel that, you know, these guys told stories back then with every song, and they could drive a crowd with every song. Nowadays, it's kind of like, some of them you still get that feel, but most of them it's just, it sounds good, and it's fun to run into people too.
What?
But I kind of wish Slayer wouldn't have retired.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So this will sound goofy, but I have thought about this like several times throughout my life. When I was a little kid, I thought Kiss was like the hardest group in the world, because they were.
And they're really
And now
not.
when I listen to them, are they even considered metal anymore?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think they ever really were. I think a
They
lot of
just
people
looked
like
it.
the show. Everybody loves the show.
Yeah.
They're great
Certainly.
showmen. The music was never in the realm of any of those other bands. Believe me, they're not even close to any of those other bands.
No.
They're pop rock. They're pop rock.
They've got certain songs, and I think it's because they're Kiss. And I think like every single radio station is required to play so many Kiss songs, so Gene Simmons gets a fatter wallet,
Yeah.
and Paul Stanley. But there's like songs that should be classified as metal, not the whole group, in my opinion on that.
I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan of Kiss. Never been a big fan.
No.
Lived through
I
it.
had-
Had friends that just full bore. That's all. They all wore Kiss shirts all the time. That's all they ever talked about. Is like,
The Kiss Army.
crap. Yeah, this is crap.
Yep. I tell
Knights
you
in Satan's
what,
service.
I love Alice Cooper. I have always been a fan of Alice Cooper. The guy puts on a heck of a show. If you have the chance to see Alice Cooper live, go see it.
Yeah.
I'm actually planning to take the kids to see it because then I could say there's been 3 generations of my family got to see Alice Cooper.
Nice.
My mom,
Yeah.
me, lady up there, wherever direction she's at, and then the Junior and Minnie. That'd be pretty awesome to me.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a connection to Alice. So I lived in Arizona, where he's at, and we lived in Scottsdale. And my roommate played golf all the time, and he went down to the driving range, and he always went to. And Alice was there, and he was hitting the ball, and somebody said he was doing something. He's whatever it was, he was doing something wrong. And he's like, try that instead. He looked over, and he knew this guy's a drummer in a band, and he was like, that's effing Alice. You're Alice, And he's like, yeah, and and then they started talking a little bit. They always saw him at the driving range,
Right.
And the guy was always really cool and gave him tips and everything. Well, when he opened up Alice's Coopertown, his restaurant, my roommate was the drummer in the band that was at their opening night. He got to play
that's
opening night.
Oh wow,
That's
that's
cool.
it.
So cool.
Very cool.
Well,
The last time they played here, his daughter was the one that put his head in the guillotine, so to speak. And not a lot of people knew that. I forgot what year that was, but it was, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. But she's the one that, no, it was longer than that. Anyways, but she's the one that took his head off on that one. And everybody's like, oh, that's crazy. And I'm looking at my kids like, yeah, don't get any ideas.
That's not real. That's not real.
Yeah. He's alive. He didn't really get his head cut off.
Don't be building stuff in the backyard.
Yeah. I just need your grinder.
my favorite band or musician is probably Rob Zombie. Where does he count in that genre?
I would say he's right there. White Zombie was pretty much the same band.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, the music he does, it's just like old 30s or 40s horror movies, and it's awesome. So definitely he needs to be classified in there.
Agreed.
And I've been to a couple of his concerts. The only bummer thing about him is his throat gets so sore after he's been singing. He doesn't do super long sets.
Right. Well, I could see where that would come from. It's usually the ones that growl a lot or scream a lot. They usually don't play the longest sets.
No, they can't. They just can't do it.
But I will say Slipknot surprises me on that one.
Yeah.
How long Corey Taylor can actually go. I mean, that show we went to was a good couple hours that they were playing. It felt like a couple hours. It might have only been 45 minutes, but
no, it was a couple of hours.
I was left after that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if he can even talk at all when he's done. If he's just, he probably doesn't He probably doesn't even try to talk for like the next couple of days. He doesn't try to say anything.
Yeah, I would imagine. Just put me in my room and leave me alone.
I always hate to just call out one person when they come into the chat, but Mr. Bretts did come in and we were talking about him earlier. So Lucas is in the chat. Hi, Lucas.
Oh, awesome. Yeah,
See, a whole bunch of people still trickling in.
Man, chat's going crazy.
Lucas is a guy from your home state. So, yeah.
Okay.
Indiana, not Indy,
Yes.
is an awesome state. It's
No, it
a
isn't.
really cool state.
No, it isn't.
I mean, not
No,
really,
it's
but
not.
thank you for trying to be nice.
I lived.
Well,
I was born there, so I'm allowed to say that.
Oh,
We've got a
gosh.
few cool things, but there's a lot of corn.
Well,
Yeah. There's a lot of corn.
most of my family is from Iowa, though. So
Okay.
I'm used to corn. And
Yeah.
I grew up in Kansas City. So, yeah. But there's one really cool thing in Indianapolis that they do that I used to go to every year, and that was Gen Con. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like the world's biggest board game convention, tabletop and board game convention. It is so cool. The bars all around the convention center like change their menus, and like a pizza place will change it to Pac-Man pizzas, and they just take a piece of pizza out for it to, and you're probably paying the same with a less pizza. But it's awesome.
I will say one thing. I will say one thing about Indy. The bars and everything celebrate whatever is in there. I went and saw AC/DC down there years ago, and man, the bars were just crazy down there. Watched the guy coming out of there. He took off from the cops on his Harley, and he didn't make it very far. It didn't turn that well. He made it like 70 feet.
Oh, man.
I was madder about seeing the bike hit the ground than him sliding off of it.
I can imagine. So are you also a big motorcycle guy?
Yeah, I guess.
I love them, but I can't
I tell you,
ride at all.
I tell you,
with
I
my
say
bad
every
leg.
year I'm going to ride mine more, and I don't, and then things happen to it that I'm not aware of, and then when I go to ride it or do whatever, the battery's melted.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, yeah,
We
it's just
actually
fun
have to-
stuff like that.
We actually have to take them and get them stored at our buddy's house tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah. I'm
Fingers crossed.
gonna tear that thing down and go through it, probably rewire it. It's a 2000, so I mean it's 21 years old, but that bike has a lot of meaning to me. And honestly, if I never ride it again, it's the meaning to me it has is why it's never leaving my grip.
Yep.
But
You're a mechanic too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
yep.
well, you could just clean it up, get all the oil out of it, and then just put it in your living room.
I
No.
actually have
No.
stored them. I have stored them on
Just as like, what'd you say? What?
I've thought
One
about
of our
that.
first, one of our first winters here, I'm like, man, I got to store this bike, and I don't have a garage. And it was it wasn't anything special. It was a '97 CBR, and I rode it right up put some boards down, rode it right up on the porch, and pulled it right inside.
Yeah, I've already
Set
had
it
a
in the-
motorcycle
in
in
the,
my house.
Living room for the winter, and couldn't keep Mini Metalhead off of it. She kept climbing on it. I'm like, oh, she's gonna start that thing. So I took the battery out.
Well, she was
So
only
yeah,
like
I mean,
4
you
at the
do
time.
what you gotta do, I guess. Sometimes.
Mhm. We're not doing that.
Well, back in Kansas or St. Louis, one of my neighbors, actually it was my buddy's neighbor, his house caught on fire. And of course I watched it burn to the ground like everybody else. But he was out there, and then all of a sudden he goes and he looks at it, and then all the firemen are trying to put it out, and he just runs into the house
Oh, no.
and then comes out the front with his motorcycle. Because he had his motorcycle in his living room.
Oh, no.
He wanted,
Priorities, man.
yeah, he saved it. Everybody was clapping.
Oh my gosh.
I can't say I wouldn't do the same thing.
You would.
It was pretty cool. And it was really cool because we watched the house burn down, and then they finally put it out, and then it caught on fire again.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Yeah, and we got to watch it then too. We were just like, it was kind of one of those nights where you're just drinking with your buddies at their house. I think we were going to play poker, and instead we just watched the we had a fire that night instead.
I think we call that Tuesday.
It was It was one of the
It's one of those. Well, there it goes again. Let's watch this.
yeah, and we could hear his ammunition gun off, and the cop said, "Oh, you guys better back up. There's bullets in there." It's like, it's fun. Oh my gosh, I remember when I was young. I wish I was in those days again. Oh gosh,
That would have been entertaining.
How long you guys been into fish?
Oh,
We'll get back to the fish stuff.
Me, since I was 5 or 6 years old.
Oh wow, your whole life.
I haven't always had fish since then, but I did win one at a festival in New Haven, which is just, 15 minutes, a little bit east of us. My dad would take me around different festivals every year. And I played one of those, I think it was a ring toss game, or one of them where you got to knock the bottles down with a baseball or whatever.
Gotcha.
I wound up getting the little token goldfish in the bag. They're not going to get that big. Put them in a 10-gallon. Yeah, this thing got huge.
Yeah. They were the comets, right? The comets.
Yep. He got huge, and I had that fish for 5 years at least, and I didn't know a dang thing about fish. It was, put water in the tank. I guess feed it. It needs an air pump. Didn't know they needed lids. This fish jumped out of the tank like 4 times. I finally put a lid on it. I called him Hopper just for that. But yeah, that was the one that drew me in. And then just later on as life progressed, I said, I'll go up to get a 20-gallon or something like that. And then her and I got together, and I forgot what tank I had back then, but some friends got me into Oscar keeping, and it just kind of took off from there.
Yeah.
So you're mostly big fish then. You do have some other ones, right? But you like bigger fish.
I am evolving into guppies slowly. Actually, she robbed all the guppies out of my 54-gallon.
I did start telling people that.
But my absolute favorite was predatory fish, but, and unfortunately they're huge, and I have to, build a pool, but, they're really not that huge. But, as time goes on, it's like, oh man, these guys are cool. Those guys are cool. Oh crap. Yep. Here we are now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're actually thinking about just staying. We were thinking about moving, but I'm like, man, I don't feel like moving 22 tanks and a pond. I think it's just going to be cheaper to just pay the house off, which is going to be a few more years, and just expand the thing. So
yep.
I think that's what we're going to wind up doing. But yeah, I'm trying to not buy as many big fish. Now I'm kind of trying to slow down on that a little bit, but they're just so cute.
What
cute?
I stay away from big fish because I think I fall in love with them more.
Yeah, you do.
When they die, I'm so much more depressed than like my guppies. Oh well, I got 10 new ones today from another one, so
it can hurt because you raise them from being this big to whatever size they get to, and it's like you're losing a kid, And I just had one not that long ago. I lost one of the Oscars, but I don't know, something. He had something, I don't. But that one I had him for. Well, I've had those guys for about 2 years, and he or she was never always quite right. And I think it just time took its toll on it. I think because everybody else is fine. So it's just one of those things. But it hurts a lot more when you've raised something from this big to that, and then you lose it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Same thing with Bobby. And when I got him, he was no bigger than my tip of my thumb, and now he's 9 inches. So, and he's a beast.
Yep.
Now, You have him in a 75. Is he the only guy that you get to put in that tank?
We've
Or
tried.
maybe he's in a bigger or a smaller. I don't know. He was in a
Right
75.
now he's in a 55 gallon because I
55.
have some red tails that are growing out. And this is kind of like stage 2 of the plan. So once they're evolved out of that tank, he's going to go back in it. But that's pretty much just his tank. I can put a pleco in there and he won't bother it too much. But we tried mixing him in the past and it didn't go well for the other fish. So
No.
it all, with flower horns, they're hit and miss, or touchy, I guess I should say, not really hit and miss. They're touchy on what you can put them in with.
Yep.
Part of me thought about putting them down here in the pool pond, but I'm like, they like the water warm for one, and the guys I got down here can deal with mid to upper 70s, so I don't have to crank the heat on that bad boy. Trying to save a few dollars.
Yeah.
But I think right now it's just best that he stays by himself. Plus, he gets all the attention and he loves it. So,
Yeah.
What did you have to do in the basement to get it ready for the pool, or to, do you run a dehumidifier? Does it do anything really do you worry about it? Is there too much humidity down there because of it?
I haven't yet because this is the first year that we've had it down here.
Okay.
So I am noticing, in fact, right now as I'm looking at it, it's dropped like 2 inches in a month's time, or about 3 weeks at least.
Gotcha.
So I am contemplating the idea of a dehumidifier. Plus, I'm trying to cut down on all the drafts. I mean, the house is 100 some years old.
Gotcha.
So it's every time you turn around, you plug one draft, and it's like an old Saturday cartoon where he puts one finger in a hole and another one sprouts. It's kind of the same idea.
Yeah. Real quick, Ed, Pegasus Arena says she loves the Deadpool with rocking the Murphy cap. She wanted you to know that.
Yes.
I'm impressed you can see that.
Ken, now,
is that the one that talks?
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
And Ed, can you see the chat? Do you want me to call stuff out, or can you see it okay?
You know what? I can see it, but I haven't been paying attention. Hi, Kenny. Hi, Griffin. Hi, Sandy.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people. We haven't really been talking to the chat much at all here.
Hi, everybody.
I apologize, guys. Well, and I am on a delay also, but I'm in the StreamYard side.
Oh, yeah.
Which is usually faster.
Oh, faster?
Usually.
It actually is, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
What if I do this?
So,
if I do
Lady
this, does that work better?
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look who finally figured it out.
what's that mug?
Jess, what do you like for fish? What are your favorites?
Gosh, that's so hard. I prefer the smaller fish and the more colorful fish. That's why I have a beta. I have shrimp. I have endlers that I got from Stephen P. Our community tank has like angelfish and your really pretty colorful guppies. Those are the ones I prefer.
Gotcha.
It's got black neons in it too. They're pretty cool.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like
I
the
love
koi
those
cat,
too.
stuff like that.
You don't always see
All
black
those
neon.
fish are what?
Yeah.
That's what you would see in my fish room. The only neons I have are black neons,
Right.
and they're with the. I like them with betas because the betas can't catch up with them, but it gives them something to chase.
Gives them something to
Black
chase.
neons?
Yeah.
See, I'm looking for tank mates for my beta because he's in a 15-gallon, and
No,
sometimes I feel like he's.
You're not
lonely.
taking any more fish out of my 54 gallon. Just
I'm not
stop
going
it.
to take him out of there. I'll buy him myself. Jeez. He's so mean.
There's a big
This is
story
why
here.
you
I
get
can
kicked down the stairs.
Inlets work too.
kick down the stairs?
No, she
So-
just trips me. She puts things in front of me, and I don't like to turn lights on sometimes.
Matt
should
Liquid
probably
likes
start
to tell everybody that I push him down the stairs. So now I have
Yeah.
to make a joke of it.
That's why I limp. Yeah,
Well,
I have a limp.
Jess, when did you get into fish? Did you get into it when you met him, or have you always been
Yeah.
into the fish?
I mean, I've always liked fish, but without it sounding like a sob story, I grew up with a single mom. We were super poor. We couldn't afford stuff like that. So I never had a tank growing up. And so when I met him and he was into fish, I was like, oh, yes, let's do it.
Nice job.
This is why we have 22 fish tanks.
That's awesome.
But I love it.
Good job, Josh.
And Mini Metal is getting into them as well, right? A little bit.
Both.
Mini and
Both
Junior,
of them.
both of them. Yeah, they've each
And
got
Yep,
a
they
tank
both
in
have
there.
their own tanks.
How old is Junior now?
Oh, she's
17.
17. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yes.
yeah,
Minnie's
she's
the younger
17.
one.
Yep.
Okay.
She's not so mini anymore.
Junior is 17. Minnie will be 15 next month.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. When you were
And
asking
Minnie
me
actually
questions
has
about,
axolotls.
oh, that's awesome.
Ooh, what?
When you were asking me questions about beard dye, and then I heard that you had the teenage girls, I was like, well, they probably know more than I do.
No, actually, they don't. They're not really girly. They don't really do the makeup thing
Well,
or anything.
You
Wait a
can
minute,
see how well it worked
Oh,
out.
Wait a minute.
No.
I just want to point out that you just said that Ed is more girly than a 15-year-old girl.
I
Just want
kind
to
of
point
did.
that out. Make sure that
Good
was
job.
where you said that.
Yes, thank you.
No, they're not. They don't really.
Well,
know
welcome to
anything
the
about
stream.
any of that
Thanks for
stuff.
coming.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
there went my subscriber count. Sorry.
I've been called worse. I don't remember when, but I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
I'm sure I got worse than that just driving home today.
Oh,
I
no.
don't know.
Yeah, but you probably deserved it. You probably deserved
well,
it.
I thought about maybe stomping the brakes a couple times. I got one of those triple hitches on the back with a hook on it. So I'm like, come on, let's play an expensive game. I got your nose.
Well,
I bet I win.
you guys are so close to Chicago. Hopefully, you'll come to Aquashella next year.
Well,
That's the plan.
we were going to this year, and I think it was just the funds weren't there.
Yep.
There was just a lot of stuff going on. The funds weren't there.
Totally
I'm doing
understand
this
that.
and that tank wise. Next year should be a heck of a lot more calmed down unless
Yeah.
I expand the house.
We're not doing that yet.
So
No.
our plans are we're gonna hit one definitely. We would like to hit two.
wow.
I'd like to go to the Chicago one, and I'd like to go to the Texas one.
Dallas.
What
yes.
about the Triple Crown event in Louisville?
When is
I
that?
forgot about that.
Last week in July. A lot of people are going to be there. Tons. Just about everybody. Almost everybody that we see day in and day out in the streams. I mean, just about everybody's saying they're going.
Right.
Louisville isn't really that far. I think it's like
Yeah.
6.5 hours one way from where I'm at. Because I drove to South
Really?
Carolina last year for work, and that took 13 hours.
Yeah.
So that's
It's like a
not really that bad.
it's a 5-day event, I believe. So
Ooh.
And that's
It's gonna
at the
be- it's
end
gonna
of
be
July.
Vacation time.
yeah, it's like I believe the last week of July. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. There's so many people going.
Might
Yeah,
try
I
to make
think
it down to that.
4 hours
Yeah.
for me, so
Eh,
that'd be really cool.
the drive doesn't scare me. It's just the money issues at the time.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah,
But,
I understand.
it should be okay. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got 2 kids, and kids can cost a lot of money at different times that you can't
Yeah.
expect.
They do.
You know,
Yep,
I just have 2 cats, and they're not too bad. You know,
they can cost a lot of money too.
occasionally, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a couple of requests for Jess to talk about her. Do you like Jess or Jessica? What do you like to go by? Is it Jess?
I don't care. Either one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So asshole has. She didn't laugh. She didn't laugh. Not at
Wait.
all.
let me do
Your husband
this.
laughed.
There we go. We'll bring him back. He gets the
Okay.
5-minute or the 5-second timeout.
Is that what that is?
There he goes.
Shame, Rachel,
Uh-oh.
shame.
Now we're all mixed up. Oh well.
That's okay.
Oh,
Well,
That's okay.
now it's easier for me to point.
There you go.
Jess and Josh. Oh my gosh, see how fast I was? Jess and Josh instead of
I just spent 8 hours with a truck in the truck with her. And you want to put me back next to her again?
Samesies.
So, anyways, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, Jess is doing a stream on Saturdays with kids in and of the Fish Fam. So, and you want to talk about it a little bit, Jess? What it is that you do, and what's the sort of like the goal and everything?
I mean, you kind of pretty much said it all there. Basically, I'm trying to get the younger generation better known on YouTube for their fish keeping, for their love of the hobby. So I bring them on. Everybody in the chat gets to ask them questions about what made them want to start keeping fish, what kind of fish they have, what their dream fish might be, just stuff like that, so we can pick their heads and figure out what got them excited about fish. It's pretty fun, and so far it's gone pretty well. I just need to find more guests.
So
That is super cool.
what are you looking? What's sort of like the criteria? Because you did say younger, and you did have my daughter up today. She's 24, and you had Fish Kid, who I think is 15.
12. I believe he's 12.
Oh, I thought he was a little bit older. I thought he was, because you have to be 13 to stream, I think, legally.
You do.
Anyways, we won't talk about that. Sorry, Fish Kid, if you're watching.
Anyway.
So what's your criteria for, because that's a pretty big age range. And I know there are a lot of young, like Ian, very, very knowledgeable fish keeper, but I believe he's only 19 or 20 years old.
Parents are also welcome to sit in on that,
Yes.
Because a lot of parents aren't comfortable with their kids being on camera. So parents are more than welcome to sit in too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So initially my criteria was going to be like 13, which is the age for YouTube, up to like 21. Your daughter was the exception because I was extremely excited about the fact that she had just gotten an axolotl. It was her first tank. She was excited. So I think I would have to cap it at like 25. Unless you are literally a new fish keeper and you're older, you just got your first tank, you're excited and you have questions, cool, come on. But I really am trying to keep it to that younger generation.
Gotcha.
That's awesome. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it is a cool
really
stream.
Good concept, yeah.
And if the mods can be posting your guys' links, that would be awesome.
I'm pretty sure they have been.
Okay.
And
Ed,
I've been looking, and they've done it several times. So yeah.
Ed, you are aware of this. I sent you a text right after she said it. But one of the questions Jess did ask my daughter was, "Who's your favorite fish tuber?" And she said, "Chattanooga Ed."
It was you. She did say you.
Well, She probably just didn't want to say her dad.
Well, she does know you a little bit. I mean, hey, she even made something for
sweet.
you. There's in the box that's coming. There's something in there for you, so that she created. Cool. So she does enjoy watching you, and plus she was up on a stream with you as well when we did our comic book thing. So I just thought it was funny though that my daughter likes you better.
Aww.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I'll have to tell her thank you next time she comes on the show.
There you go.
But oh well. So what other type of videos? Okay, so you have the kid type video. You guys also do a live stream.
Yes.
When do you guys do that?
Monday
nights.
nights.
Monday night.
Monday night, 7 p.m. Not really sure what the other time zone is. We go on Central. At 7, and we're Central. So yeah.
We are not Central. We're Eastern.
You're not.
Oh, we're Eastern. We're on the same. We're all on the same time frame. Yeah.
Yeah, we found that out today.
Let's talk about that. The fact that Rico told me 7 p.m. So we busted tail to get back from Ohio to be here by 7, and then I see the live stream that says 8 because we're.
I'm sure glad he's the guy who does all the setting up.
We had talked before, and I thought that you said that you were in Central Time.
No.
I think there was some confusion there.
Yeah. Well, he just said too. He just said it just now, so even he was confused. So don't blame just me.
Does Indiana, though, is that one of the states that doesn't have daylight savings time?
No, we do that.
No, we do have daylight savings time.
Is it all the state now? Because the northern part didn't. Like Elkhart and South Bend and stuff didn't do it for a long time.
It's only like half the state.
I think
think.
it's like from
I could be wrong.
Indianapolis up.
Maple Street would be a good
Goes
one
to
to ask
daylight
that too, because they're farther
Yeah.
north than we are.
Or even Terry. I think I saw Terry, and he's
Yeah,
not
he's
too
in
far
Chicago,
from.
isn't he?
He's over in Hammond, I believe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you can't blame me. I didn't know the whole state wasn't called Indy. It's not.
Yeah, Arizona doesn't either. Yeah, I lived in Arizona for a long time, so the two places where I've lived,
Yeah.
other than New York, didn't do it.
No,
Maybe
it's my fault.
Indiana didn't do it for a very long time. And, you know, it was always Ohio. We had a lot of family in Ohio, and they'd come in for Christmas or whatever. They're showing up an hour early, and I'm like, wow, you guys aren't supposed to be here yet. And they're like, well, our time frame, you know, we never did. And then we start doing it. Now we're like, this sucks.
Uh-huh. We hate it. We hate it.
I don't think anybody likes it. Maybe some of the farmers and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know anybody else who likes it.
I think
No.
farmers might be the only ones that benefit from it, sort of.
Yeah.
Time to ban
Kind
it.
of.
Maybe some construction workers. I mean, again, when I worked in Arizona, I did construction work, and we would get to the site right when the sun was coming up, so that
there
we
you
could
go.
leave by we were done for the day for like 1:30 or so, because that's when it's the hottest part of the day. So
Right,
1:30, 2 o'clock, we were done working.
Get out of there before the heat hits.
Yeah.
Well, my state, it's the line isn't straight up and down. It's
Mhm.
kind of curvy. I think goes by county. And my mom's best friend lives directly north of us, but she's in Central.
Huh.
And she just lives on the other side of the mountain. And so,
Wow.
yeah,
It's weird how it works.
Yeah.
See, when I drove down to South Carolina, I had the same time zone the whole way from Indiana to South Carolina. And I don't know. I was like, man, I thought for sure I'd have to go and readjust a bunch of stuff. Nope. It was the same time everywhere I stopped.
Now
He
you
kept
said
texting me, what time is it there? And I'm like,
Yeah,
I would tell him,
yeah.
and he'd be like, oh, it's that time of year too.
See, I was cheating.
now you said you would change a bunch of stuff. Would you have really changed anything? You would
No.
have just dealt with it you wouldn't have changed shit. You would have just dealt with it, and figured it out. But you would have, because like
My
most
phone
people,
does
with
it
their-
automatically. I don't have to touch it.
Right.
the car will catch up.
Yeah. It'll catch
It'll
up in
catch
6
up.
months.
Yeah.
okay. So your show starts at 8 o'clock Eastern.
7.
No,
7
o'clock
Eastern.
7.
We should have had Matt come up here and sit in the corner and just tell us everything. 'Cause he keeps it all
So-
straight for me.
Yeah.
Well, 8 o'clock for you guys is 8 o'clock for us.
Yep.
So, what type of stuff do you guys talk about on your show?
Everything. I usually try to go over whatever we did over the weekend. New things I did to like the cube tank or another tank or new fish or whatever. Usually on the weekends I try to get at least one video out. Last week I think I went a little crazy and I cranked out like 3, but one of them was good. But
We're all good.
but so I usually like to kind of cover a few things out of that video.
Mhm.
Sometimes stuff at work that I thought was funny. I used to do videos at work, but now I'm like the lead only mechanic there, so it's kind of hard for me to video and do stuff. So I take pictures.
Yeah.
But it's all sorts of mayhem. It's whatever we really feel like talking about.
It's literally called Monday Night Mayhem.
I have been starting to write a list down now, because there's always times where like halfway through the day I'll be like, oh man, that'd be a good thing to talk about, and then I forget.
Yeah.
So I like to write stuff down now,
Yeah.
and that's been helping.
Well, I enjoy the show a lot. I always just have a good time, get to hang out and have fun. And, you've talked about fish, but you also talk about music, and I always enjoy them. So
Yeah, we
real
pretty much
quick.
cover a lot of stuff.
Real quick, you got a $5 super chat from Kenny.
Oh.
Said someday I'll be as cool as Ed.
someday, Kenny
We hope
E is
so, too.
amazing.
And hopefully I didn't miss any other ones because I didn't see any, and I haven't been paying attention. I apologize.
I see one thing right here. Diego at Petzotics is offering a 25% off his entire order at Petzotics. Use the promo code Thanksgiving25.
Nice.
5 more days, folks.
Might have to check that out.
Yeah, Diego is an awesome guy, and it would be cool if more people would check out his website because he has some great deals. I got a Python from him for a super great price, and it's like the giant. I think it's 100-foot one, so I can go everywhere with it. So,
he used to, Diego, let us know in the chat there, because I'm not sure if you still do. I haven't looked in a little while. He used to have a lot of really cool plants and stuff, and he would even mount some of the plants onto wood and stuff for you, and sell it. You know, what you see is what you get type thing.
Oh, cool.
Do you still do that, Diego? Let us know if you do. But yeah, he's got a lot of cool stuff on his website.
That's cool.
yeah.
Very good. I'm definitely gonna check that out. I honestly didn't realize he had a website like that. Yeah, definitely gonna check it out.
Oh gosh, we spent so much money today. This scares me.
That's what happens. I've been to so many things in the last 3 weeks. I don't even want to go to anything right now.
No.
Well, she let the cat out of the bag on her live video about a fish I purchased, 2 fish I purchased,
Sorry.
which was in my upcoming video, which was supposed to kind of be a surprise, but now it's not. So might as well just air it out now. I picked up 2 black widow frontosas.
Oh, they are awesome.
Babies,
They are literally no bigger than the tip of your pinky. I wish they were bigger, but they can't get them in big enough, So they're going to grow out for a little bit and then go into the 165 with the rest of the frontosa.
I love the black widows. They're really pretty.
I love their patterns. Yeah. Well, since we went to the OCA event, if you went up to their booth, they had little business cards that said 50% off in-store purchase. So then we left there and went to their store. And now I'm giving the whole video away.
Oh.
It's okay.
It was a 50% off, so I'm like, heck yeah. Well, they wanted $60 a fish. So I think I made it out of there. What was it? Just over $100, I think.
Like 118-ish.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. Plus, she bought a bunch of shrimp.
I got shrimp.
Not sure what the plant was. I forgot what
kind of shrimp too. Neos or what?
So, oh gosh, you just
threw the bag away.
Now I can't remember what they're called. No, and I have the receipt somewhere.
She threw the bag away. It said it on the bag.
Hopefully
but
the
it
fish
says
weren't
it on
in the
the
bag.
receipt too.
See, at least I can remember what I bought.
Hey, Sean.
Here we go.
Tech here.
Awesome.
Fantasy blue shrimp and orange sun-kissed.
Oh, nice.
They are pretty cool looking. I like the
then-
first ones you were showing me until you changed your mind.
Those
They were
were
pretty cool.
$15 a piece. They were like, ouch.
50% off, bro.
They weren't
Bro.
cichlids, bro.
Bro.
And then I got hornworm plant.
Hornwort.
There you go. That's what I got.
That
The
sucks.
guy
You had to buy it?
recommended that the shrimp would be good to hide that. So
Because I mean, that's right there. There's tons of it, like not even 30 yards from me.
I didn't
I could
know
just go
this,
scoop
Rico,
it up
but
with
I
a
could
rake
use more.
and-
I'm just saying.
Probably not 3 yards from you.
No, it's farther. It's
I
farther.
thought you meant in your tank.
No, I meant, well, yeah, there's some in the tank that I pulled out of the bay. There's a ton in the bay. I mean, I can go get a rake and just, it's probably still there. I mean, even though the water's pretty cold.
Now,
I
I can't
didn't
get
know
my
that.
hornwort to last. Whenever I put it in my tank, it just falls apart.
Oh, mine does
He
fine.
told me that I could sink it or I could float it and it would grow. So we'll see what
I
happens.
float it. I float it all the
float
time.
That's what
Every
I'm doing.
time I've sunk it, it rotted at the bottom.
Yeah, I've never had
Oh,
luck with that
yeah.
either. I've always
No, I'm
just
just
floated.
letting it float. We'll see what happens. I may need more. I don't know.
It might eventually attach on its own because, like, I have Kobumba, which is very similar, and it
Okay.
grows like crazy in my tanks.
Yeah.
It does. It kind of has like little batches of circles going
Okay.
up, and I don't know. That's probably a bad example, or kind of like a palm tree that goes all the way around, and then nothing, and then another one.
It's got a
Oh,
thing and
okay.
it goes like this,
and
and then there's like
Man, that little glob of Christmas moss I put in the 35 gallon has like literally attached to
It's going
all of the
nuts.
driftwood in there, and it is taken off in that tank.
how
that's
jealous.
awesome.
Mike cannot do. See, I don't know if the hornwort's going to work then because, and this is just weird, but hornwort does great. I can't grow mosses. There's one, and I don't remember the name. Priscilla sent me a bunch of different ones to try, and one of them grew great, and all the rest just melt away. They're gone. I
This
cannot
is
grow mosses
the-
for anything.
This 35 gallon hex tank that I got is literally the only tank I can grow anything in. No
Now,
other
is that
tank.
the one with all your wood in it?
Yes.
Yep.
That's a pretty tank.
Yeah, that's the only one I can get anything to grow in there. That's why all the now I can't think of what they're called. Anubis. All the Anubis are in there because the Frontosa were eating it, and the cichlids were eating it, and everything in the 54 gallon was eating it. That's the only thing I can put it in where it doesn't get eaten.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's a question from the chat for you guys. Tom Patterson's also in Indiana, he said.
Oh, and he's a great
Really?
guy. So cool.
Being from Indiana, what LFS do they shop, and are they CCAC? Is that the Circle City?
Yeah, I asked that.
Yeah,
And,
they are not Circle
we are
City
not.
members.
No,
But
we are 2 hours north.
which
2.5.
fish store do you guys go to?
Well, our main one is Broadway Aquatics, which is literally I could throw
Right
a rock
across the
at
street.
it out of my
Yep.
backyard.
Nice.
So
So
I've got one like bam right there, but they've got really weird hours. That's their drawback. So I use Uncle Bill's on Jefferson or US 24, which is only about 15 minutes away. And then I found out there's a pet supply right across the street from them. They've got a decent selection, not a real huge amount of supplies or anything like that, fish related, but their fish selection's really good. It's actually where I got those 2 red devils from, the 165. But as far as the local fish stores, the mom and pop stores, Broadway's like the only one left in my area. There used to be one on US 33, which is, I guess, from here to there, probably about a half an hour or so away. They used to have a lot of cool stuff. Huge place. They went out of business. So really, Broadway Aquatics is like the only one left that's mom and pop shop, and
Husband and
they're
wife
usually
own
my
really
first
cool.
stop. Yeah.
Tom did tell us where he was from earlier, and I don't. If you want to throw it back up there, Tom, maybe he's decently close to you.
I'm gonna have to look in the chat now.
I don't remember. It was. I can't scroll
Well-
up to it. I can't see it. So, but I did see somewhere when I scanned over. He said where he was at in Indiana.
Tom is super cool, and I should have mentioned him when I go to the club. He's another one of the awesome people. That's the reason why I joined that club. Him and Chris are just super cool. Let's see.
How close is
Rushville.
Warsaw?
He lives in Rushville, Indiana.
Oh, Rushville. Is that close to you
That
guys?
No,
I believe is south.
Oh, okay.
it is.
It's not that far. My dad went to high school there.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's not that far. He used to borrow my car and go down to reunions. I think
Yep.
maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours away.
Okay. What about Warsaw?
Warsaw is
That's
It's north of you,
like
right?
northwest.
it's west. Yeah,
Not
about-
too far.
It's like
45 minutes to an
45
hour. It's not that
Okay.
bad. Yeah.
I remember going there quite often. My dad worked on the at the airport, the automated towers. So like the
Oh,
tower
okay.
at the airport would shut down.
Yeah.
But it would still send information to the planes and stuff that came in later at night or something, the little planes,
Right.
and let
Right.
them know. So he worked on all of those for all of northern Indiana when I was a kid. So we went
That's
to all
pretty
those
cool.
airports and stuff, and
yeah.
I saw
had a-
him. bust his head open because he was working. So all of these boxes are out in fields. They're huge, massive boxes on a pole. You know, there's huge thing, and he's working on it, and he hit the wrong thing, and he shocked himself,
man.
and it made him, you know, it shot him up, and he hit his head on the edge of the thing that was sharp, and it cut his head open and knocked him on the ground and knocked his ass out. I was probably like 5 years old.
Oh man,
It's one of my few memories of my dad. He was seeing that happen.
I had an aunt that lived up in Warsaw. And, crazy, but she lived there.
Crazy stuff happens in Warsaw.
Oh no, she was crazy, like legit crazy. Yeah, but we're not going to go into that.
Literally.
You know what, guys? We're at the 1 hour mark. We're at 9:01. Is there anybody else going? Because we don't want to go over someone.
I know Vinny goes at this time of the night. I don't know what time.
It goes at 9 or 9:30, I think. It might be 9.
I'm actually looking at the calendar.
There you go.
Because I hate to quit if nobody's going.
Vinny
Because then we can
says
just have
goes at
fun.
9:30, and then Aquafunk at 10.
Okay. Well then, why don't we just try to wrap it up at like 9:25? Is that good with you guys?
Yeah.
Works for
And
me.
then we'll send everybody over there because we don't want to step on anybody's toes.
Right.
And then tonight I'll also be on Punchy Paints.
Yeah, at 11
Cool.
Eastern.
Fun.
Yep, and I get to paint stuff. I think I'm going to do touch up on my diver's bell. And
Oh, that what you were making?
Yep, it's a fish tank
Cool.
diver's bell.
That's
So
cool.
it's
So
coming
cool.
along.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, I caught
then-
the end of the stream last night. And you were like flexing something. You were like, "Hey, if I do this, I can get and that just got carried away."
Yeah, well, I had no idea that stuff bent and was easy to. Or here it is. You know, I didn't. It was all compacted, and so I was having a real hard time bending it. And it turns out if I just pulled it tight or pulled it out, then it would bend real easy. It's like, oh. I don't know exactly what this is. I think it's something for plumbing, maybe drainage for a washing machine drain.
Could be.
I don't know, but I just like to look around and find stuff that'll,
If the chat has any questions now, this would be a good time too. If you guys have any questions for them, let us know. Ed, can you see it well enough? Can they just highlight you, or do you want me to feed you the questions? Or?
I'll never. Well, yeah, you get either way. But
Okay,
I mean,
so just
highlighting them doesn't highlight for me because I'm not in YouTube.
Oh, gotcha. You're just looking at the StreamYard one. Okay, so yeah.
But like I can see.
Do the at Rico stand so it pops out for me, so we'll see it. Mr. Gromby came in. What's going on? He said, who else was at Rockville and saw Metallica and Skinnerd?
We were not at Rockville.
Nope.
I've seen Metallica a couple other times, but not at Rockville.
Yep.
Didn't get to go down to that one, but I heard it was a good show. Seeing Metallica and never Skinnerd in the same show would just be weird.
That's just what I was going to say. That's a weird combination.
Yeah.
Those two don't
I'd be
really
okay with it, but I'd be like, man,
but they don't really fit.
if that ain't two genres mixing.
I saw Metallica with was it Ozzy and Metallica and Raven?
Oh wow.
I can't remember who was it. Or maybe it was Michael Bolton was there.
What? I didn't realize I was going to say it like that. I'm sorry.
Because Michael Bolton's very first, his band, he had like a hair band in like the early 80s. His very first album was called Fool's Game, and he toured, I believe it was with Ozzy. He toured, I think he opened up for Ozzy. Michael Bolton, the Michael Bolton. He had really long hair, and he was, it was
long hair.
Poppy kind of.
Well, that's like bringing Garth Brooks to an Ozfest.
But you know what? That first album was appropriate. It made sense. He was really trying to go that route, but
oh gosh,
instead he went the other way.
Yeah, way the other way.
Yeah,
I would have never guessed those. Those would have been wow.
What is the song that Michael Bolton sings?
Well, that
When a
man loves a woman
he
that he's
redid that.
Yeah.
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 When
he
I
said he
hear
wrote
that
it.
type of crap, I just turn it off.
He said he
he
wrote it.
wrote it.
He said he wrote it. He didn't write it. Obviously, it's been around for Sam Cooke.
Right.
I don't remember who even wrote it, to be honest, but it was a
That
long
song
time
was
ago. And
around a long time before he even
claimed
thought
he
of it.
wrote it. He did.
Yes.
He had artist credits on it. A few questions. Diego said, "Let's raid Vinny with the Metalheads. We can do that."
Sure.
Danikin dropped my link and said, "Lord God, knows we've all seen this link this week." And Kenny, don't worry about even dropping it. It's good.
You know what? We need to do something that I should have did at the very beginning, but we need to congratulate Rico on 1,000.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Yay.
about
Hit
that.
1,000.
That's okay. Thank you.
No, that's
Let's keep
awesome.
going.
That is so awesome.
Thank you, but we don't need to even talk about it now. Didi said, "Is Metalhead on punishment? Why aren't they even in the same room?"
I've been in the truck for 8 hours with her.
Okay, so
It's
that's
like the
not
fourth
actually
time.
the reason.
All honesty, it's just easier for me and her because, I don't know, audio-wise, things
Yeah.
get mixed up when we're sitting in there. We've got it drilled down on our live, kind of.
Yep.
And we still have problems. So it's just easier if I come down here because I can hear you guys loud and clear and I don't have to put earphones in and she doesn't have to put earphones in. So it's just, and plus I haven't spent a lot of time with these guys this week. So
Yeah.
Well, and Danikin does the same thing with Kenny and Danny. They're separated.
Yeah.
It is in separated rooms.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
separated. Wait, what? That's how rumors get started.
well, let's clarify that.
Mr. Gromby wants to know how many moshes everyone has been in. And you know what? I haven't been in that many because usually when I went to music festivals and stuff, mosh pits weren't super big. Some of the punk bands that I saw and stuff it was, but a lot of the stuff I saw back in the 70s when I went to the concerts the most, there wasn't really mosh pits.
Yeah.
A few of them.
I can't honestly answer that. I've been in so damn many.
You've been in too many.
I've been going to shows since I was
I did
18.
get to be in one with my oldest son, though. We went to see Coheed and Cambria, which we both really love. My son's even got a huge tattoo of theirs and stuff. That's one of our favorite bands. I got to take my son. That was his very first show ever. Our adopted son and 3 or 4 other friends. So there was 6 or 7 kids.
Nice.
Very first show they ever got to go to was in Buffalo, New York, to see Coheed and Cambria. And I was in the mosh with my oldest son, but he's 6'4". He weighs 300 pounds.
He can hold his own.
Yeah. That wasn't a problem. He was protecting his old man a little bit.
Well, I mean,
because I was an old man still.
That's actually a good segue because I've been in 2 and neither one were willingly. The first one, we took my brother and his
Every one of
girlfriend
mine
to
were.
Pantera. No. We took my brother and his girlfriend at the time to Pantera. He was 13, 14 years old. The pit started expanding and I noticed that they were being sucked into it. So I jumped in and pushed them out. Went into a full fetal position until a bunch of guys picked me up and put me back where I belonged. And the most recent was a couple of weeks ago. I took my daughter to see Vended. I took Mini Metalhead to see Vended, who is the lead singer is Corey Taylor's son. So Corey Taylor from Slipknot. It's his son, and then the drummer is Clown's son. It's a whole Slipknot thing. But we were in a very small, bar type room, and the mosh pit broke out. So I had to put her in front of me, and I had the hell beat out of me all night long. And I hated it, but she didn't get hurt, so it was worth it.
Mama Bear.
And I at one point actually yelled, "Y'all don't want Mama Bear," and they calmed down really quick.
Probably one of the craziest moshes I've ever been in was Static X. They came here with Megadeth a long time ago.
Oh, yes.
And the Coliseum, which is the big venue here in Fort Wayne, they had assigned seating for a metal show. This was the last time they made that mistake because they had to stop Static X set, turn the lights back on, and clear 2 2-story tall piles of chairs off the floor before they could even restart it. So that was
actually
probably
in the
one of the
paper.
craziest ones I've been in. That was fun.
Yeah.
I used to be a mosh pit spoiler. And there was this one bar in St. Louis that would have this one live band every other month. They were from Indianapolis. And they were called Punch
You can
Judy.
say Indy for Indianapolis,
Okay.
just not
Well, a
Indiana.
nickname for Indianapolis only.
Well, they were from Indy. And they were called Punch Judy, but every so often you'd have a couple of drunk guys, and it was a small bar, so everybody had to be packed.
Oh yeah.
But you'd have a couple guys trying to start it, and there was girls all over the place, drinking beers and stuff. And so I used to be the guy that would stand right in the middle like this.
Yep.
And I'd look at him like, "You're gonna hit me again?" And I mean, the manager went to school with me, so I was asked to be a bouncer a lot of times there, but I didn't want to do that. But I did it for the free beer, and it was fun.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
We had another question. Mikey asked, what is Fish Fam Christmas? And it's something that you don't get to play in anymore, Mikey.
Oh no!
He's just being a smart ass.
Are you guys signed up for the Fish Fam Christmas?
We are.
Oh,
I
good.
believe so.
You know what? I don't know if you are. We
Oh,
talked
Yeah,
about it.
we're on the list.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
actually
think we're
next
on the list
weekend.
for you to come into our channel or whatever, but isn't
Next
there, a
weekend, I
separate-
actually want to toss some cash into that kitty too. So
Yes.
Well, I mean, don't feel obligated by any means.
no,
we've got a
this is
great
something I
amount.
want to do. This is something her and I
I-
have talked about it. We want to do this. So
Well, I have Metalheads Aquatic Mayhem, but because you have two separate channels, if you want to sign up for, because again, you've been live streaming now for 3 weeks on yours. So if you want to, Jess, it wouldn't be a problem either if you want to sign up as well for me to come up.
Okay. I'll get that sent
That's
out.
awesome.
I didn't even
Well-
think about that because, like you said, I'm so fresh on doing the live streams on my own, and it was
Yeah.
per request, from viewers. So I didn't think about that.
Well, plus you're not doing it just to get something from it, which again,
No.
channel hosts don't really get much from this. It's the people
Right.
that are watching that get the gifts. I mean, it's not.
Right.
That's
It's
why I
not
want to make sure
cool.
you guys are signed up.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
Oh.
I have access.
So we
to
don't
getting
get
the shop.
anything. Okay.
I don't remember what I was looking at like a couple of weeks ago, but Mayhem's on there, or I guess my
Yeah.
channel, I guess you could call
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yours I just checked.
Our
You do get-
channel.
What you get out of it is you're on that spreadsheet, so everybody will subscribe to your channel, and they'll hopefully they'll stay subscribed after Christmas, but you'll get some extra views and stuff from that
Right.
over that 2-week
Yeah.
period. So that's like your payback for joining it.
And
Yeah.
we're not looking for it. We're just we're to a point now in our lives where we can actually start to help. And
Right.
if somebody's having a rough time, man, here, this helps, it helps,
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of people that's done that with us on the way, so we're kind of like returning the favor kind of thing.
Gotcha.
So I got no problem with that.
Gotcha.
You guys could donate an 8x10 of Bobby the Brain and autograph it. I would hang that up I would hang it up if I.
I'll do that if you do a Tennessee Mafia one and send it to us.
Oh, for sure. That'd be awesome.
I'll do it.
Actually, we can just send you one, Ed. Like, I can make a print.
See, I was trying to get something out of that. You had to mess it up again.
It'll trade you.
Stop it.
Well, maybe I'll trade. Rico, don't.
Another thing, real quick, too, that I want to bring up is that Jess and Matt's dropping stuff about it in the chat. Jess did extend the sign up for the Secret Santa through today, so you've got just a few more hours. Well, she's in Central Time, and I believe it's midnight her time to sign up for the Secret Santa. That's a really cool thing. It's a $50 maximum. You don't have to spend $50. You know what Secret Santa is. She's gonna her
Yes.
husband or son are gonna draw names because she's in it too, so she doesn't want to draw the names. Gonna draw names and match you up with somebody, and you guys you'll send a gift to one person, another person will send you a gift.
Right.
And very cool thing, and it's global. It's global. It's good for anybody in the world.
Do you think
That's a
That's a
Patty's
member of
going
the
to do
fish
it?
band. What's that?
Do you think Patty is going to do it?
I don't know. Why do you want her to? Will you sign up if Patty does?
I'll sign up if Patty signs up.
Patty, you got a challenge. I don't know if Patty's signed up.
Hillbilly Aquatics is in the house.
Nice.
I relate with that name.
And Hillbilly Aquatic, is Lucas still in the house? Is Lucas still here? He said he didn't know anything about the Fish Fam Christmas on his live stream Friday, which I thought I was in there, but was very interested in it. And I appreciate whoever brought it up to him. But I will. Pretty sure I talked to Lucas about it, but I will definitely do that. And thank you, Hillbilly Aquatic, and good to see you.
Oh, maybe Patty got timed out.
Oh, did
I
she?
Hate Stupid
Oh,
People
I think it's just.
was my Secret Santa last year, and she was awesome.
I think Patty just had a message deleted. No, I just deleted her comments is all. Okay. There's Susan SLC. And again, if you guys have questions for the Metalheads, do the @Rico stand so it pops out at me so I can throw it over to them.
Yes.
Is there a hard metal Christian band that you've ever gone to a concert of? I've been to Striper.
If so, it was probably by accident on my behalf. I don't know about her.
I don't think I have.
I mean, not downing that or anything. It's just not really an event I would have shot out for. But I want to say there was one that I did see, and they weren't bad. It was a real long time ago.
Yeah.
But I want to say there's been one or two. And it might have been a thing that I went with somebody because they asked me to or whatever. And I'm like, that'll show. All right. What
Didn't
is
know what
this?
you were getting into. Yeah.
No, but you know what? Even Striper wasn't that bad. So,
Yeah.
But
I agree.
My sister's,
I'm not all doom and gloom.
Well, my sister's boyfriend at the time became a roadie for Striper. So we went to go see him. And then she broke up with him because she didn't like having a boyfriend that was always on the road.
Well, wasn't
And
he on the
she got
road when
married.
she met him? I mean,
No.
wasn't
No. He was in
here's
junior college.
good question for you guys, for the Metalheads. If the Metalheads could never listen to metal again, what would their channel names be?
That'd still be Metalhead.
What if you never heard of metal?
What other genre would you listen to if you couldn't
I
listen
work
to
with metal.
So
I don't know.
there's another connection.
And this might sound weird or odd, but I'm kind of liking that country metal thing.
I don't know what that is.
Hank Williams
well,
III?
There's actually Wheeler Walker Jr. is pretty funny. But there's
I don't know
some.
who that is.
Look it up. You'll like it, I think. If I like it, you'd like it. Wheeler Walker Jr. Just look that up.
Yeah, I don't know who.
Don't let your kids listen to that. But there's some guy that's going around like covering a Blake Shelton song. I keep seeing it. I'll get into a what do you call that? A YouTube rabbit hole or a.
Yep.
I click on something and it winds up being TikTok, whatever that is, and this group keeps coming up, and I'm like, man, I love this song, and they just nail it, and I'm like, dude, I really like this song. It's the only one I've heard. I don't even know what the song is, but it's a Blake Shelton song, and I don't know what a Blake Shelton is, but it's his song.
He's a country singer, by the way.
Yeah, I like turn that around. I like there's some bluegrass bands who do like covers of Grateful Dead or Pink Floyd or Guns N' Roses or whatever, and I really like that. And there's also a lounge singer, Richard Cheese, is his name. You've heard of? He's been around forever, and he does covers of all. Yeah, he does covers of all kinds of stuff. His "Welcome to the Jungle" is amazing. It is so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's
I think I've heard of that because he did Crazy Train or something, didn't he?
I think he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I can't remember all the different ones. Brass Monkey, he did. Just a bunch of different ones. Yeah, a whole bunch of different ones.
Good.
Yeah, you got to check out Richard Cheese. We got about 10 minutes.
Okay, what is Imagine Dragons?
A what?
They're a group, aren't
Poppy,
they?
not really
Yeah.
alternative. I don't know what
I
the genre
like
we
their
call it.
music because it puts me in a different place.
That is,
They're like
But I don't know
a-
what type of music they are.
I would
I don't-
call them like a pop.
Yeah,
I don't
Like
know what
there's
you're
maybe a
talking
nothing wrong.
about.
dance
They're
pop
good.
type.
They're okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some of their newer stuff I don't think I listen to anymore. But it was when I used to work at the factory. I used to listen to their stuff quite a bit, and I enjoyed it.
What'd
yeah,
you
they're
call
like
them?
an upbeat
Imagine Dragons.
My wife is Michelle's really into them.
I
she
gave
likes
them a
them lot.
chance because I like dragons, and it was like, wow, I like.
That sounds like a
Is it like-
cartoon show.
I wonder if they sound like dragons.
It sounds.
Visine would
Right.
like to know if you listen to any newish rap that has metal influences. Example: Extension, Floor 555. Extension, is that how you pronounce that name? I don't know.
I have heard Tech Nine with Corey Taylor. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
And they actually did one or two with Slipknot and Tech Nine, which I thought were, as far as rap goes, I'm into the older like 80s,
That's more
90s
for me.
stuff, but I do like Tech Nine. I don't know why. I can't say words that fast. I think that's why I like it because that guy's crazy. But
Did you like
he
that
also-
World's Fastest Man from like the 90s?
yeah,
With all the
and
commercials?
he does a lot of I guess you can call it collaborations
Yeah.
with like Slipknot, other groups too. I think,
Yeah.
pretty sure I've heard him on more than one thing, and they're pretty cool in my opinion.
I really hate to
I did
admit
like
this,
the Korn and Skrillex. What do you call that guy? The DJ guy, Skrillex or whatever his name is.
but yeah.
I kind of like the way it sounds. I'm I don't know. I'm weird.
Uh,
I
Tom
hate
Patterson had
to
a bunch
admit
there.
it, but I actually like the Post Malone Ozzy collaborations.
That wasn't horrible, even though I didn't know what a Post Malone was until he made Ozzy famous.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I still don't know I don't think anybody really does know what a Post Malone really is.
No.
Tom
But he made
Patterson, just
Ozzy
real quick,
famous.
I do like all of those bands. Yeah, I like all. Yeah,
Have you
all
heard
of
of
those are
Dead
good
South?
bands.
I love them.
Yeah.
Have you heard of them, Rico?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, I have no idea that you.
In
knew
Hell,
that.
I'll Be in Good Company.
Yeah, they're
Beautiful.
great. They're
Beautiful.
from Regina.
They're from your what?
They're from Regina, Canada. Manitoba.
They both
I
started
believe.
laughing, before anybody would say anything. They both.
That
But-
is not what I heard.
They
It's not
they
what I
just I was like, they have like this big cave music hall here in Chattanooga. Well, it's just outside of Chattanooga. And
Like
I've
an
been like
amphitheater?
waiting. Yeah, but it's inside a cave. So I've been waiting
wow.
for some good band to come. And the Dead South came and it was sold out before I got a ticket. And then I heard, oh, they're selling another or doing another show the next day. So I went on and they sold out instantly.
Wow.
So I didn't get to see them in the cave, and I really wanted to.
Hey, Rocco.
Yep. Sorry, I got all excited.
No, it's okay.
There is country as I probably get. Are they
Yeah.
country or are they Western or what are they?
I would
They're
say
just
more
cool.
folk. I think they're not really
Oh.
country. They're more of a folk type music, Americana, even though they're from Canada.
Yeah, they're cool. I was
Well-
shocked when I found out they're from Canada. I figured they were from the South.
Not everything that comes
wow.
from Canada is Nickelback. Some of it's good.
That is so
Rush,
true.
Triumph,
Yeah.
If You
Spirit Box.
I mean, there's a lot of good bands. If
Yes.
Chewy was in here, I'm sure he'd say something about what was it, Kicks or Kickaxe? I think. I don't know, one of his
Kickaxe.
favorite bands.
Spirit
I can't
Box is
remember.
out of Canada too, I believe.
Ryan
they're
Reynolds.
they're really good. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
Rocco's here.
What's her name? The Baywatch lady.
Pam Anderson.
With Tommy. Yeah, Pam Anderson. Yep. Bob
Oh,
Saget, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Bob Saget's Canadian. Yeah. All these classics.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then there's
Tom
Nickelback.
Patterson is real
And then
into
there's
the music,
Nickelback.
too, so
I
you
hate
guys will
that
have
song.
to come. You guys will have to go to one of the fish meetings.
I blow a lot
Absolutely.
of back to Nickelback, but I tell you what, they do have a couple good songs.
Some of their
But-
songs I like. I hate Photograph. Hate it with a passion, though.
Oh, that's
yeah,
my favorite.
I hate it. It's just too redundant. It's just too
I
redundant.
want
It's the
to kick
same
him in
thing.
I want to kick Chad Kroger in the mouth just for that song.
That's actually my go-to karaoke song at the bar. Like they're like,
Is
"What do you
really?
want to sing?" I'm like, "Oh, Photograph."
That's a good question. What about yours? What about
Does it
yours, Mr.
because it
Metalhead?
annoys me.
What's your
You-
favorite go-to?
Yeah, what's your
karaoke
favorite?
song, sir?
Yeah, she just said it.
No, the same one.
Oh,
I
you
missed
guys
it.
sing it together?
No,
What's
we
your
do Kid
favorite one,
Rock and
Josh?
Sheryl Crow.
Oh,
We do Kid Rock.
oh, that,
Well, okay, but we also
Or
do
Meatloaf.
Johnny Cash and June Carter.
Or that one.
What about
See, I
you,
go
Ed?
all over the place.
man.
We also do the one by Meatloaf, Paradise by the
I hate that.
Dashboard
I
Light.
hate that song. I hate it.
You
I'm
tried to
sorry.
do
Strong
we
feelings
tried
about that
to-
song.
We tried to do I'd Do Anything for Love, but she didn't really care for that one too much.
No, not
She doesn't
She
agree with the
doesn't-
sentiments.
She doesn't like to yell. I love to yell.
I'm not I can't do like the whole guttural screaming
Yeah.
thing. That's just not me.
I got to know what Ed's is, though.
Okay, I sing just about everything because I love singing. The last song I sang was Stray Cat Strut.
Oh, good. That's a good one.
Oh,
I,
I
like
was
that
wondering if you were gonna like laugh at me or
one.
not.
No, I dig that song. I love that song.
Yeah, Brian
Mine's Rhinestone Cowboy,
no.
and it's my drunk.
Wow,
It's my
that's
drunken.
going back.
If you hear me singing, that song, I'm drunk. I am drunk. That's my every time.
Taking a
Every
fork on
time.
him, he's done.
I don't know why I go there. I have no idea why I go there, but that's where I go.
Wow,
Nice.
that's pretty
We got
cool.
2 minutes left. Did
Oh,
you guys got anything coming up that you want to talk about, or we've been dropping the links. I know. If I see a few.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Bob. Did Bob
Oh.
just come in? I don't know if Bob's been here. I don't think he was. Right? Hi, Bob.
I don't think so.
There will be a video coming out, probably be tomorrow now, but there'll be a video coming out. It's just it shouldn't be a very long one, but I do a song in that video, right
Oh.
straight from my head. I can't remember any of it, which is why I recorded
He
it.
created it. Yes.
Right off
You sang a song in the video.
Yep, while I was driving.
And he
Very good.
wrote it while he was singing. Like literally just
Yep.
pulled it out of his
Just yeah,
hat.
couldn't recite it right now at all if I had to,
No.
but
And
yeah.
Will there be an Avenger in that video?
An Avenger.
Yes. This is called
This is
Baby
kind of an
people.
adventure video, I guess you could say.
No, a female
you-
Avenger.
Oh.
Maybe two of them with the same name.
No.
Oh my god.
Well, yes. Yes,
Okay,
there
good.
might be. Yes, I'm picking it up now.
Wow.
Yes. There are two female. They could be from different time frames, although they're so small, I don't think so.
I just got it.
Because really?
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
a stretch.
Yes, I got it. I got it. Yes, but there will be kind of a cool new little fishy coming into the Metalhead Mayhem here, and that will be coming out tomorrow. It will be uploaded and ready to rock and roll, so check that out.
Yep.
And you'll get to hear my brand new song that I wrote
While driving.
on a whim.
Yes.
Can't remember any of it, especially now.
And Jess, you've got Brienne on your show next week, right?
I do have
Think so,
Brianne
yeah.
and Dave on my show next week, Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Awesome.
East Central Time.
I thought her show tonight was really good. I tried to not hit bumps and make the truck shake, but it's a 3/4 ton, and I just went through and redid the suspension on it, so that thing is bouncy.
Live stream from the
I-
road, but it went pretty
I
well.
tried to not.
Yeah, it went pretty
Oh,
well.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I tried to make it as smooth as possible, and I'm like feathering the gas, trying to keep it down. It's just not working.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had a little bit of technical issues at the very beginning, but you
Yeah.
recovered very quickly, and after that, it went fine, went great.
I
Went great.
thought
Any
she had a great
last
drink.
questions? Any last questions from the chat? Whole bunch of people are here. How
know
many
what?
people are in here, Ed?
44.
Very nice.
And now it is 9:01 or 9:31. So Vinny's is going live. We don't want to keep people away from Vinny.
Right.
Well, we
you
should
guys-
keep people away from Vinny. We really should. It's safer for everybody to keep people away from Vinny.
But we don't want to do that to Vinny.
Okay.
So Metalheads, thank you so much. Jess and Josh. Oh, darn it. Jess and
See,
Josh.
and you did it.
I did. And I even moved it. You see, for years I've been where Jess is over here and James is right here. And so I've got it down
Yeah.
from the other box. And I'm just
We're just the oddballs in the group.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for coming up. Everybody out there, thank you for coming and watching. And thank you, Mods. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the super chats. Guys, go check out the Metalheads, and we'll see you at Vinny's.
See you guys. Thanks for having us, guys.
You got to click the button.
I have to hit the button.